Hi, this is Jack Stanley. I wanted to talk a little bit today about the special white label Victor records. And what these records were recordings that were no longer in the catalog that you could order on a special basis, pay around $5 for the recording to be pressed and to get the label typed, and then you would have a recording that you could add to your collection. The Victor Company did this, and the RCA Company did it for a while. It seems that RCA did it until the mid to maybe perhaps later 1930s. And it seems to have died before World War II. A lot of people were able to get recordings that had long since vanished, but were in the collection of matrices for the Victor Company. I wanted to give an example of one which I found rather fascinating because it is so early and it was pressed so late. And these are what these recordings look like. We call them the special, the special order records. And they're quite neat, quite unique, because they were pressed more or less on an individual basis. This one's very late, if you look very carefully here. It's pressed by the RCA Victor Company, Camden, New Jersey. Now the way that is done, that's going into the 1930s, well into the 1930s. The way that is written out. But what is interesting about this record, look at the number. It's number 282, the Limited Express by the Metropolitan Orchestra. This recording was made on November the 21st, 1901. This would have been a pre-Dog Victor. And the thing is that this is perhaps the last pressing of that record ever made, I would imagine. I can't imagine many other recordings of Limited Express being made after this 1930s pressing. But this gives you the perfect example to show you that you could get almost anything um, through this system of Victor Records. Of course, it was a lot of money, something in the neighborhood of about $5. And also, another thing that was important is that you could get most of anything, and you could also get records that were never quite released. And some very clever people ordered records that had numbers, but that had never seen the light of day at a Victor dealership. So a few records were made that way, but incidentally, you'll find them here and there. They're not very common, but they're not exceedingly rare either. But I would be willing to say that this recording of Limited Express is most unique as for being a pressing of a time so very long ago. So, off to the next topic soon.